Ales Adamovich. Belarusian. Russian. Full name. September 3, 1927. Hlusha, Minsk, Voblast. Belarus. USSR. January 26, 1994 in Moscow, Russia. Was a Belarusian Soviet writer and a critic, professor and corresponding member of the Academy of Sciences of Belarus. Doctor of Philosophy in Philology. Doctorate in 1962. A degree in Russia corresponding to Habilitation. Member of the Supreme Soviet. 1989–92. He wrote in Russian and Belarusian. He is best known for the Khatyn story and the Blockade book. He is highly regarded for his austere yet deeply humane anti-war stance, moral courage and uncompromising honesty. Biography. During World War II, Ales Adamovich, a teenager, still a school student, became a partisan unit member in 1942–1943. During this time, the Nazis systematically torched hundreds of Belarusian villages and exterminated their inhabitants. Later, he wrote one of his most recognized works, The Khatyn Story, and the screenplay for the film Come and See, which was based on his real-life experiences as a messenger and a guerrilla fighter during the war. Starting in 1944, he resumed his education. After the war, he entered the Belarusian State University where he studied in the philology department and where he completed graduate course. He later studied in Moscow at the higher courses for screenwriters and in the Moscow State University. Starting in the 1950s in Minsk, he worked in the field of philology and literary criticism. Later also in cinematography. Was a member of the Union of Soviet Writers since 1957. In 1976 was awarded the Yakub Kolas Belarus State Prize in Literature for the Khatyn Story. He lived and worked in Moscow since 1986 and was an active member of the Belarusian community of that city. After the Chernobyl accident in 1986, of which Belarus has suffered more than any other country, Adamovich started actively raising awareness of the catastrophe among the Soviet ruling elite. In late 1980s, Ales Adamovich supported the creation of the Belarusian Popular Front but did not become a member of the movement. In 1989, Adamovich became one of the first members of the Belarusian Pen Center. Vasyl Baikal was founder and president of the Belarusian Pen. In 1994, the Belarusian Pen Center instituted the Ales Adamovich Literary Prize, a literary award to the gifted writers and journalists. The prize is awarded annually on September 3, Ales Adamovich's birthday, at the awards ceremony that is usually part of the annual international conference. In October 1993, he signed the Letter of 42. Ales Adamovich's writings received translation into over 20 languages. Svetlana Alexievich, the Belarusian winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature 2015, names Adamovich as her main teacher, who helped her to find a path of her own. Honors and awards. Order of the Patriotic War 2nd Class. Order of the Red Banner of Labor. Order of the Badge of Honor. Medal, Partisan of the Patriotic War, 2nd Class. Medal, for the victory over Germany in the Great Patriotic War 1941–1945. In 1997, Ales Adamovich was recognized posthumously with the Honor and Dignity of Talent Award. Recipients of this Nobel Award include Dmitry Likachov, Viktor Astafiev, Chingiz Aymatov, Vasyl Baikal, Faisal Iskander, Boris Slutsky, Bulat Okudzava. Selected works, novels and stories. The Partisans, in Russian, a novel, 1960–63, and a film under same name, The Khatyn Story, in Russian, published in 1972. In Belarusian, published in 1976. English translation Khatyn, published by Glagoslav. 2012. Originally written in Belarusian. Out of the Fire. Adamovich, Alesz, and Yanka Bryle and Vladimir Kolesnik. 1977. English translation. Progress Publishers. Moscow. 1980. Chasteners. 1980. The Blockade Book. In collaboration with Daniel Granin. 1977–81. Written in Russian and later translated into Belarusian. In English translation. Peak Independent Publishers. Moscow. 2003. Criticism. Problems with the New Way of Thinking. Alesz Adamovich. Sometimes controversial writing has been at the cutting edge of new thinking in the Soviet Union. Quote. Screenplay. Voyna pod Krishami. 1967. Come and See. In collaboration with Elim Klimov. 1985. Franz plus Polina. 2006. Chitem. Blockade nu Unigu. 2009. Alesz Adamovich Biography. Belarusian. Selected Literatures and Authors page. Belarusian Literature. Page for Alesz Adamovich. The Alesz Adamovich Literary Prize. Belarusian Pen Center. Alesz Mikhailovich Adamovich. Bio and Bibliography. Russian. The 2004 Letra Ulysses Award for the Art of Reportage nomination for The Blockade Book.